Good morning, you guys. Laura here from Hedgehog's Homestead. Need to set up my seed starting area. And first I'm going to start with organics. This is indoor-outdoor potting soil. That's what I've always used. I have been not impressed lately in the quality of potting soil. It has not been broken down enough, and you'll see why later. So I might have to start using seeding soil to start my seeds, but this is what I've always done, so here I am doing it again. Now, I got these at Home Depot. They were frozen solid. Here I am trying to break it up, and it just won't come apart at all. Very little anyways. So I'm going to have to wait until the next day. So here we are the next day, and I actually got some soil out. I'm going to water that soil, get it moist, like you want it to have some water on it, but not that if you squeeze it out, that it will let any water out. You want it about that amount. And we're going to do some outdoor planting. These seeds, these spinach seeds, are going to go outside in this container because it would probably be too warm in the shop here, but to start spinach seeds. But I also am just trying this for the first time, called outdoor stratification. It protects the seeds from the element. And these are ones that I've chitted before, and that's why you see them kind of all crazy. I'll put a link up above to kind of, I'm going to make a playlist out of this called Chitted Seeds. It's only 3 videos, but how I started them and what they looked like after they were chitted and how I'm planting them. So these are seeds that I chitted, meaning basically that I put in, you saw me take them out of a paper towel that I moistened and put them in a plastic bag just to see if the seeds were viable. They were older seeds, so I wanted to make sure that they were viable, and they were very viable. So later on, you'll see some seeds that weren't so viable. Okay, you want to cut off the labels so you make sure that you have it worked out well so that the light can get in. You're basically making a little mini greenhouse. Now you cut it open just with a box knife, and you leave a little bit on there so that you can kind of make a hinge out of it. Just like so. Fill it up with soil. Now this is February, so we're putting them outside in the very cold. This is, again, more chitted seeds. You can put just regular seeds in here too and start them that way. More soil goes on top. Make sure your lid is off so rainwater or things like that can get inside. Water it in. Tape it up good. And label it. so you remember what is inside. Norman's got to watch every little thing I do. He's like, is there food involved? There's no place to lay down here. What am I going to do with myself? Poor little guy. He's bored. Make sure you have that lid off. And I don't know why I don't take it off before I start cutting, because it's a little easier to take it off then. Again, more spinach seeds. And always water it in. Tape it up good so that it's good and solid. It doesn't matter what kind of tape you use either. Okay, now I'm going to put some in just seed starting containers. And see how they do in there. Now the important thing about these seed starting cells is you really want to make sure that the soil is packed in nicely with all seed starting. You really don't want air hitting any of the root system. Whenever you plant something, make sure that the soil is patted down around the roots, or what are going to be roots. It's very important for the plant's health and for it to grow well that you have the soil all around either the seed or the root. You don't want air hitting it. Now these are some more chitted seeds, and these are the red cabbage that I started, and these seeds are from 2020, so there's barely any in this container, or that was in this seed package, that germinated. So I'm going to grab the ones that did, because I'd like to try red cabbage growing it. So you can see that out of here there wasn't a whole lot. You do want to try to be as careful as you can to get the little seeds with the root system on there out, because they can intertwine with the paper towel. And what I've done in the past is, if they intertwine with the paper towel and you can't get it out without ruining the root, is I go ahead and I plant that whole thing with the paper towel, and it's fine. Because if it can go through the paper towel, it can still root into the soil that is under the paper towel. So just make sure that you put soil on top. I'm trying to be very careful because these are very small roots on these, and so hopefully these will all grow. Label them always. I have 2 rows here. So the first 2 rows are red cabbage, and then these ones are cauliflower. And this is a Baker Creek seed, and these were from 2021, which that's 3 years. Get that root in there in the ground. Trying to be very careful with that. And they just did really well. So you can see, and I'll show you in the end, guys, of this video, how it turned out. You won't have to wait for another video to see how this turned out. Making sure I get soil on top of those roots so they go into the ground. And I'm going to put these, I'll speed it up a little more for you so you guys don't get bored. I'm going to put these under lights as well when I'm finished. I don't need a heat lamp because they are indoors and it won't get probably below 40 degrees in here. And I think these are just Italian broccoli seeds. They're also from Baker Creek and they also did very well. They were from 2021 as well. Now, I don't think I'd ever do this again. I would check the seeds like, what I would do is I would only do a small amount and then you check the seeds that way. Make sure I label those. We like our broccoli, so we're going to do 3 rows of broccoli, 3 rows of cauliflower. Okay, time to add more soil to another smaller container. Now these containers I got from Amazon and they come with the pods. Now here I'm sewing it really thick. And that's what they look like after I was done already. And this is what they look like the next day. Or the next day, like later on this week. Now, the red cabbage is just not doing well. I don't know if you guys can see in there, but the spinach is coming up that I planted the other day in these containers.